If I asked you what it means to survive, you'd probably picture someone running from a lion. But what if survival has never stopped? It just kept changing. We are descendants of people who outran predators, endured famines, and rebuilt civilizations. Yet today, most of us wake up and fight battles that don't exist in the physical world at all. We're not running from lions, we're running from deadlines. We're not starving, we're starving for meaning. We're not protecting our bodies, we're protecting our minds. Survival didn't disappear, it fractured. And humanity now lives in multiple timelines at once. When we hear the word survival, our nervous system imagines the same thing it did 30,000 years ago. Danger, threat, staying alive. But survival has never been a fixed concept. Every era and every environment asks humans to survive something different. Survival is no longer just about staying alive. It's about protecting your identity, your agency, and your psychological coherence as the world evolves. But here's the part that we often ignore. Survival didn't evolve evenly. Some people are still fighting for physical safety, others fighting for mental stability, and then there are some people that are fighting both at once. This isn't a contradiction. It's proof that humanity isn't synchronized. We are one species living in multiple timelines at once. 30,000 years ago, survival wasn't psychological. It wasn't existential or about meaning. It was all physical. You had to know how to track animals, build shelters, and cooperate with others. Humans were prey, literally. We were hunted and fragile. Back then, we were slow, but we were clever. Fire and weapons changed everything. Eventually, though, following the prehistoric times, agriculture changed everything. Between 12,000 and 6,000 years ago, humans stopped worrying mostly about predators. Survival wasn't about nature anymore, it was about each other. With the introduction of agriculture, it actually made life harder before it made life easier. Living closely in communities with people spread diseases more easily. Farming started, which created class systems and wealth inequality. And the idea of ownership introduced jealousy, territory, and violence. The shift is that humans were no longer competing against nature, they were competing against each other. Eventually, though, agriculture transformed civilization. Cities emerged, writing emerged, and technology accelerated. And agriculture, it didn't just change how humans lived, it changed what it meant to be human. Hunter-gatherers saw themselves as a part of nature, whereas farmers saw nature as something to control. And today, humans see nature as something to escape. By that I mean both escaping from nature as well as using nature as a way to escape reality. Nature is like the enemy in that we've built walls, we've built highways, air conditioning, and this indoor lifestyle. But at the same time, nature is also our sanctuary. We go outside when we want to escape overstimulation, judgment, or staring at screens all day. The introduction of agriculture was the first time survival began shifting from the body to the mind. After agriculture, then came industrialization. Industrialization was one of the biggest identity shifts since agriculture, but this time it came fast. Within just a few generations, survival moved from nature to economy. Rather than worrying about predators and famine, people began worrying about job loss and debt and productivity. Schedules were invented and time became currency. For perhaps the first time ever, human life became measurable. Industrialization made humans survive systems rather than landscapes. We stopped surviving the world and instead began surviving the structures that we built. Survival, it did evolve in the way I just described, but not for everyone. Some countries entered industrialization, others were colonized. Some built infrastructure, others were destabilized. Some gained wealth, others were exploited for it. Survival kind of branched into different realities. This isn't just about politics or population growth. It's about the lag between human evolution and human systems. We realize this just from the agricultural revolution alone. Survival evolves quickly, but systems evolve slowly. And inequality is what grows in the space between them. So humanity is not living in one era, it's living in all of them. Today, many people in developed countries are safer than ever before, yet mentally more overwhelmed than ever before. We are surviving this silent pressure to constantly become someone else. Our bodies are safer, but our minds have become the new frontier of survival. This is the paradox of modern life. When physical danger decreases, psychological danger increases. Prehistoric humans didn't have to survive their minds. Their minds were tools for survival. But today, our minds are battlegrounds. We are surviving our thoughts and emotions. So what does survival mean in an AI-driven future? The core challenge becomes not losing your ability to think independently. Survival becomes cognitive, identity-based, and relational. It becomes about autonomy, the art of staying human in a world that no longer requires humans to survive physically. If AI continues to automate more of physical work and even cognitive work, then survival will become less about what we can produce and more about who we choose to become. It will mean protecting your ability to think independently, deciding which ideas deserve your attention, and resisting the temptation to allow your algorithm to choose who you become. This also means collaborating with AI without replacing your human relationships. And it's important to build rituals that keep you grounded in a world that's designed to constantly reshape you. Survival isn't simply physical anymore. It's emotional, it's relational, it's deeply existential. Physical survival becomes easier, but meaning becomes harder. solving one survival problem only to discover a completely different one. We survived predators, we survived scarcity, we survived systems, and now we survive ourselves. Survival has always evolved, but it's never evolved evenly, and it's never evolved gently. 30,000 years ago, if you heard a sound in the bushes, it was probably a lion. But today, it's probably just another notification. But your nervous system doesn't know the difference. The predators have changed, but survival hasn't. It's simply found a new disguise. The real question isn't how do humans survive? It's what are you surviving right now? Your environment, your expectations, your past, your future. Because survival today isn't about staying alive. It's about staying you. And maybe that's the most human challenge that we've ever faced. That concludes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and found it insightful, and I will see you on the next one.